Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Now months and months ago when the Cricut Joy came out, I just couldn't imagine spending that much money on this little machine. So I didn't. And then just recently I got a bee in my bonnet to get one. So last weekend I drove to Joplin and picked this up at Hobby Lobby. I haven't used it yet and I haven't even unpackaged it yet because I wanted to do an unboxing video. After I unbox it and get it set up on my computer, then I'm going to do some test cuts with some regular vinyl that I use as stencil vinyl. It's just a temporary adhesive vinyl. And then some heat transfer vinyl. This is purple. Some glitter heat transfer vinyl. Some good old-fashioned scrapbooking cardstock. And then some scrapbooking paper. And if I'm happy with those cuts, then I'm going to move on to some things I'm really excited about. One of those is the Smart Label writable vinyl. I really want to try this out. Now, the thing that makes these products smart is you don't have to use a mat with these. So I bought the Smart Writable vinyl for labels, some Smart Vinyl that's permanent. It's just adhesive vinyl. And then I got some Smart Iron-On vinyl. Now, some other products that I got, and you don't need to buy these because they come with your Cricut. I didn't realize that. I should have watched YouTube videos before I bought it, but I bought the little mat. Again, you're going to get one in here, and then I bought some pins. I'm not going to open these. Those are going back to the store. Unless I love this thing, then I'll at least keep the mat. I bought this Smart Label paper, and this is like a brown craft paper. Thought that was pretty cute. And then these deluxe papers, they're just adhesive papers, and there's several different patterns that come in this. Then last but not least, but I'm not going to do it today, I got this card mat. I don't make cards, but if I really like this, maybe I'll start. So just going to put that aside for now as well. Now I signed up for a Cricut affiliate program a long time ago, and I realized this morning you have to request a link. So I've requested that link. If I get it, I'll add it to the description of the video. Anytime you can support my channel, I truly appreciate that. So it's time to turn the camera angle around and we'll see what we have. All right, let's pull this bad boy out and see what we get. I did go ahead and cut the tape so you wouldn't have to watch that. So here is the machine. Very small. It does weigh a little more than I thought it would. Like a really light bowling ball, maybe less than a really light bowling ball. Maybe like a kiddie bowling ball. Okay, so it has a power light on the top. And then if you look at the front, it has this little door, and you just open it by pulling down. Now here is the blade. Let's go ahead and take that out. You just flip this little thing over and lift it out. Cute little blade. And we'll need to remove the styrofoam that it was packed in. Now, okay, so these will push out just like a regular blade so that you can clean them easily. Go ahead and just drop that back down and close it up. Now, there's a little Open Me packet. We'll see what's in that. And then lastly, I think there's going to be some... There we go. The power pack. Cord to plug it in, and then the little Cricut Joy pen that again I didn't realize I would get in this. All right, let's go ahead and open this, see what's in here. I know there's going to be a mat in here because I watched videos that showed me that. Okay, some important safety instructions. And then let's get started. Okay, step number 1, we're going to set it up. Number 2, use these during setup, and they have a little Smart Vinyl sample the one that has the backing on it, so you don't have to use a mat, the blade, which I already showed you, the cute little adhesive mat, and obviously that can go in either way, and then deluxe paper sample. Okay, so that is the same thing I had here. This was a deluxe paper product, and then your warranty. Now I'm going to jump on my computer and go through this setup. So the first thing it says to do is go to cricut.com/setup. Okay, set up a new Cricut product, browse projects, or start designing and more. I already have Cricut Design Space downloaded, so I think I just go to open. Okay, so I'm wrong. I guess I have to download a driver for this. So I'll go back and click on download. Okay, honestly, I'm not thrilled about having to download a new version. When I did that on my old computer, it no longer worked, despite everything I tried to get it to work. But I guess in this case, I'll have to do it. Okay, so I can see it's over here on my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and double click on it. Okay, so it shows that it finished. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Then on a Mac, you drag your application over to the Applications folder. So I'll go ahead and replace my old version. Okay, it can't be done because I'm already using Cricut Design Space. Okay, so let's close out of Cricut Design Space. Now let's see if it'll work. Go ahead and replace. Okay, now it's working. Let's click on Applications. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my Cricut Joy. Now I know this works wirelessly through Bluetooth, so hopefully my Bluetooth is on. I'm going to go up and click on Maker. Hey, look, right there. Maybe it always does that. It probably always does that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess I'm connected. Let's do a new project. And I'm just going to do some hearts for today for my sample cuts. And just some small 1-inch hearts. That will work. I don't want to waste material. So let's click on Make It and see if my Joy is available. Cool, it is. Okay, so I'm going to say on a mat, done. Since it's just a heart, I don't need to worry about mirroring it for any of my products. So I'll click Continue. No devices found. Okay. Okay, so I went to Preferences and I found that my Bluetooth was on. And when I did, I have Joy as an option to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and click Connect. Okay, now it's spinning up here like maybe it's doing something. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, please connect your Joy. So my Joy is connected. Let's cancel out of this. There we go. Now, we are going to try it again. Okay, it wants me to update the machine. And it says my current version is 8.038, required version 8.059. So I guess I'm going to have to update that. So I've successfully updated the version that I need. So I'm going to click Continue. Okay, so it says it comes bundled with a collection of images, fonts, and ready-to-make projects. Hopefully some cards, since I've never made cards. And I have to accept the gifts to add them to my account. So let's do that. Now I'm in the materials that work with the Cricut Joy. So the first thing that I'm going to use is, let's see. Okay, I think I'll start with this medium cardstock, and I'll use the cardstock that I have. Okay, I decided to start with my cardstock, so I have it loaded on my mat. The button is, or the light is flashing. And so when I put this in here, there's some sensors that are going to grab this. Now, there is a piece of plastic coating over this plate right here. And nowhere in the instructions did it tell me to take that out. So we're going to see how this works. So now my computer is telling me to press go on the screen. And now on my screen it says complete, and there's an unload button to click, or you can say rerun. So I'm going to unload it. Oh, that got really, really nicely. Very good. All right, let's try the same cut with something else. Now, what I don't know, what if my material is longer than my mat? Because what it does is it sucks the mat in, makes sure you have enough material, then it sends it back out, and then is when you on your computer have to click go. So we're going to try this. Let me change my material. Now there's no option for just paper, deluxe paper, pearl paper, shimmer paper. I don't know what any of those are. I'm going to go ahead and click on deluxe paper. Let's see how that turns out. Just like with the Cricut, it prompts me to make sure I have my fine point blade in the clamp, which I do. So I'm ready just to send this in. Again, it should just grab it. Okay, so even though my material is longer than my mat, I don't have any errors on my screen, and I have the option to click go. So I think I'm going to be okay. Excellent. So that setting was perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and move up to a heat transfer vinyl. And again, just a flawless cut. Now this time, this is a glitter iron-on. Once again, perfect. Then the last thing that I'll do that I didn't buy specifically for the machine is just a piece of vinyl that I use for stenciling. Now this time I'm using that same heart, but I'm going to actually put it on this smart label that is writable. And so I just typed the word love and I put it on my heart. I had to change it to a draw and then leave my heart as a cut. Okay, it looks like the sides of the smart vinyl line up with the sides of the green mat. So I'm going to pull on this side here and get it straight. And then just shove, shove the rest down. I'm telling my computer that I'm doing it without the mat. It's warning me that I need at least 4 inches in length. So I'll click continue. Then I'm selecting the smart label writable vinyl. And it's prompting me to put my pen in. And it's actually telling me to use the size 0.4, which is what they provide with the machine. So that's good. So we're just going to take the blade out, and then you're supposed to be able to just kind of drop it in and then close that back. Then it just checked to make sure I had enough material. Okay, I see I have a problem. I probably should have attached my two shapes. So let's go ahead and unload that. Okay. Mistake for the new Joy user. I'm going to cancel that cut. I'll go back to my design and I will attach the word love to the heart. Now hopefully that will fix it. So now I'm clicking make it. Then it prompts you to go ahead and change to your blade. And then on your computer screen, you just click the green Go button. Okay, now this is interesting. A little bit of the top of my heart got cut off, and look, I'm above the grid lines. Hey, there's the grid lines, and I'm above those. So I guess I just need to remember that for future designs, that I need to actually either have my vinyl up a little bit or probably on the screen drag it down just slightly. So in reality, I would probably want to use a transfer piece of paper, just a clear piece of contact paper, to adhere this to what I'm putting it on. That way I can look through the paper onto what I'm putting it on and make sure I get it placed perfectly. Now this time I'm going to go with this writable paper. Now because of the problem that I had with this, where it cut off the top even though it was below the grid, I went ahead and on my screen I moved my design down just a tiny bit. And then it's starting me with the pen, so I'll go ahead and change that out. I will say this is super easy to use. The little pen holder and the blade holder, I love that. Okay, that is so funny, the order that it did all those letters in. I don't know if you were watching that. That was really interesting. So I went ahead and did 3 across so that I wouldn't waste anything. And so far, despite the fact that I think it's going to take a little bit of a learning curve, I love my Cricut Joy. So I'll put that there. I noticed when I was picking materials on the computer screen that it said you could select faux leather for this. So my last thing I'm going to cut today is some faux leather. And this is a piece of faux leather that I got as part of a set off Amazon. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut off a small piece, just big enough to do one of the hearts. Now I think I'll do it the way I do it on my maker. I put the pretty side down. We'll see if that works. Now if this works, I might actually try a piece of cork. Now I cut around it twice. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. That is a beautiful cut for this faux leather. So now I'm on a roll. Now I'm excited to see if it'll do cork. So I'm going to go ahead and put it pretty side up. Again, we're just going to do a heart. Let's turn this. Now I'm still set on the faux leather. I think I can go ahead and just do another cut. Let's check that blade. Looks good. Okay, before I tell it to release it, I want to see if it looks like it's cut all the way through. And oh my, it did. So I'll go ahead and I'll tell my computer to go ahead and unload it. That is so cool. That is really exciting that it did this cork fabric. It's actually more of a cork leather. I mean, it has a smoother side on the back. I get this at Springfield Leather Company. Okay, here's my final thoughts on this little machine. I love the machine, I really do. And I had read that it cuts intricate things even better than a Cricut Maker. And I wouldn't doubt that just looking at these. I often don't like how my Cricut Maker cuts cardstock and regular paper, and these are flawless. So I really do love it. From the paper, cardstock, stencil vinyl, heat transfer glitter, even faux leather, and the big shocker to me was the cork. I love it. That's awesome. Now, I love that. Here's what I don't love. I don't love this smart vinyl and the smart iron-on. I just don't like the concept of all the waste that I think is going to happen. It's also expensive. This was $8.99 and it's 5.5 inches by 24. I can get an entire roll of cedar vinyl when it's on sale for like $9.99, and I don't mind cutting it down and putting it on a good old-fashioned mat. So for that reason, these two products are going back. Okay, I love this paper. I love the fact that it's adhesive, but if I could find this adhesive paper in bigger squares, again, I would just use the mat. And then these deluxe papers, you do get 10 of these, and they were at, I think I got these at Target. That's where I found them for the least. It was $6.99. I don't think that's too bad. It's not something I'll buy that often, so I'll probably keep that. And then the smart label, I'm going to figure out how to use this and not waste it, and I'm going to do a video on that. And I have something in mind, so stay tuned for that. I think that'll be a good one. All right, so the end, I'm keeping the machine, sending some of the materials back, and I'm going to have a great time with this. Now, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you'd like to watch what I'm doing in the future, hit the subscribe button and then tap that bell. Thanks so much for joining me. Until the next video, bye-bye.